Har-Sinai Oheb Shalom Congregation families and our Learning Ladder families. We're so excited to be here with you today to talk about Hamentashen. So we're going to be baking Hamentashen with you today, and I've got some special guests with me. I'm Meredith. I am the Learning Ladder Director, and I've got
Nina Pacino, the Director of Youth Education.
Sarah Posner, Assistant Director of Learning Ladder. Lindsay Montague, Youth and Teen Engagement Specialist.
Fantastic. So the recipe we're going to be using today is from Tori Avey. You can find it on the website. It's also going to be linked to this video so you can easily access it later. And then also it is a butter recipe, so you can also find a dairy-free recipe from her. But this is my favorite recipe that we're going to use today. And you're going to see some of our favorite fillings and things that we do to make our Hamentashen. So stay tuned for our video. All right, so now that we're ready to start, we've got all of our ingredients here, so I'm going to show them all to you. We've got our grated orange zest. We've got some of our fillings down here, some of our favorite ones. We've got in our bowl here, we've got our butter. We've got an egg, which is at room temperature. We've got our sugar. We've got flour. We've got salt. We have our vanilla extract. We've got a large mixing bowl here. We have our electric mixer. You could also use a standing mixer. And we've got a cup that we're going to use for making our circles for our Hamentashen. You could also use a biscuit cutter if you have one, or a cookie cutter. And then we also have our measuring utensils. Okay, to get us started, we're going to need our mixing bowl, and we're going to need our 3/4 cup of butter. I already put mine into little chunks, and it is at room temperature, so make sure to do that. We're going to pour that right into the bowl.
So now we're going to pour 2/3 of a cup of sugar into the softened cut butter.
And then we're going to take the electric mixer and we're going to beat it until it's nice and fluffy for like a couple minutes. Okay, now we're going to add 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to our mixture. The vanilla extract smells delicious, but don't eat it. It doesn't taste good until we cook with it. Now you can crack your egg straight into the mixture, or you can crack it like I'm going to into a separate container. Good thing I did that. And I'm going to dump it in now. And now you're going to use your electric mixer to make sure everything gets blended together. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take the orange zest, you're going to pour it in to your mixture, and then you're going to beat it. Now we're going to add our last 2 ingredients, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 2 1/4 cups of flour. And then we're going to beat it together until it's all cooked. This part can be a little messy, so let's see how big of a poof I make. Now that our dough has been mixed with the mixer, we're going to get ready to use our hands. This part can get messy, so if you have any rings or anything, definitely take them off. And it can be a little crumbly, so if it's a little too wet, you can add some flour, or if it's a little too dry, you can add some water. So I'm going to start to mix my hands for mine, and you kind of just mess with it. You can also do it on the table, like. We're going to start to kind of group it together so we can make a nice dough. Mine's starting to come together. I might add a little bit of water to mine, messy hands here, kind of help form it together. There we go. As you can see, mine is starting to come into a nice little ball here. Keep working it through until it's ready.
So now that our dough is ready to go, what I did already is I put it in some wrap here, and I'm going to put it in the fridge for 3 hours. You can also put it in overnight, make it the night before, so it's easier just so it gets nice and chilled.
Okay, while your dough is chilling, let's talk about filling. Today, we we have a couple different options, but feel free to use any of your favorite flavors.
I have strawberry, which happens to be my favorite, although I love Hamentashen, so I would eat any of these. Raspberry, apricot, chocolate chips. Also, after you fill your Hamentashen, please make sure to preheat your oven to 350 degrees so they can go right in.
All right, so we're gonna get ready to unwrap our dough here. And this dough, we have had it sitting out for a little bit, so that way it's not as firm. If you do it right from the fridge, it is gonna be hard to unroll. But I have my special, lovely friends over here getting ready to help me roll with the homies over here. All right, so I'm gonna unroll this here. All right. And it is going to take a little bit of time. You can also do it in smaller groups to get it to unroll all the way. You can add more flour to help it along. And you do want to get it to be about like a 1/4 of an inch thick, which can take you some time. So I think I'm actually going to break mine into smaller groups to make it a little easier. Put that to the side. Go ahead to do there. All right. So you can get it out to a nice thickness. Perfect. You can also flip it, then the other side, give it a little bit more. So it's nice and thin. Perfect. Just like that. All right, so now that we have our dough rolled out, we're gonna get our cup. You could also use a biscuit cutter or a cookie cutter, and we're gonna start to cut holes here. We want it to be about 3 inches diameter. And you keep going until you've got enough to fill as many spots as you got on your dough before you have to roll some more out. So I've got 3 and I'm putting them right there on my tray. And then we'll get ready to fold and fill them.
Okay, so our next step is we're going to take the fillings and we're going to put them in the middle of the dough. And you only want to take a little bit because you don't want it to overflow when you're baking it. There's some strawberry. Good. Some apricot. Not too much there. Here we have some raspberry. And then next we'll take some of the chocolate chips.
So now we're ready to fold. So I'm gonna show you, there are a lot of different ways that you can fold, but I like to make sure that they stay closed when they're baking, because that is a problem that happens with Hamentashen. You fold one side, fold the other, kind of like the top, like a tiki there, or a tent, up at the top. And then this one, you want to make sure you kind of put one over top and one underneath. So you've got a nice little infill here. And any little cracks, you can kind of add the holes in there. And you can pinch a little bit so they stay nice and together. Look at that, nice, perfect triangle. Now that your Hamentashen have been filled and shaped, it's time to put it into the preheated oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, checking around the 12-minute mark to make sure that it is firm and golden brown. Please, you don't want it to be too dark or it'll be burnt, but no matter what, it will be delicious even if the filling comes out the sides or the Hamentashen break apart.
Nina, this tray looks kind of heavy. You need some help?
I would love some help, Lindsay. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. While I'm here, I just want to let you guys know we would love to see pictures of all of you baking your Hamentashen at home. We'd love to see them and post them so everyone else can see them. So please send them to us.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
We hope that you guys all have a
Happy 4th!